What is going on, lunatics? Every day I bring you stuff and I hype you. I tell you what you want to hear sometimes, what you need to hear sometimes. But today, I think is the start of something absolutely dramatic that I'm going to let you decide in the comment section down below whether or not this is important to you or not. But this is wild. So I'm concerned. I'm a little bit nervous when I look at it, and I don't know why. But I'm going to show it to you. So make sure you hit the like button on the way in so that everybody who's in Terra Luna Classic can see this, because I think this one is important, and I think that this one is, this makes me nervous, okay? I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. And we're going to do this right now. But first, LL69 makes this tweet. Most in the Lunc community dream of a $1 billion bag or even have 100 million, while some guys casually move around and stake tens of hundreds of billions. Makes one think, we're all shrimps. Big money is still watching. Conclusion, Juris and many more will pump hard when they FOMO in. Now, I don't know if that's misguided or not. I think, there's something weird going on here, and I want you guys to understand that at the end of this, I think that it's really good, but I'm not sure. So let me show you what's happening. Diamond Hands makes this post here. 100 billion Lunc was just staked in the active set, bringing the total Lunc stake back to 962 billion, 14.83% of the total supply. So somebody just staked 100 billion tokens, but we've seen 200 billion escape the market just recently and go through the unbonding process. So now we have to ask the question, well, what is it? And this pops up on the radar out of nowhere. Autostake now has the number 2 validator, having received 99 billion. Now going down here, most of the others are pretty nondescript, not very big, anything like that. Now for binodes, they got an additional 10%, so that's important. And I think Vegas got a pretty large amount right there, and then Luna Classic Node got a pretty large amount right there to move themselves up. But the important one is Autostake. So I went back in and I said, well, what is Autostake and what is going on with Autostake? Well, turns out that Autostake has now set an APR of 6.96% and a fee of 3%. So they've positioned themselves to be the #1 staking platform. They've almost caught all nodes. By tomorrow or the day after, they could be the #1 staking, having supplanted all nodes. So that begs the question for me, what is Autostake and what is going on with Autostake? And by the way, it's not because they're replacing all nodes. I don't like all nodes, but all nodes at least is kind of open and transparent, and I know what's going on with all nodes, and I can choose to not like them because of what they do, not because of what I think they might. But back to it, let's go see what Autostake is. Autostake has 1,900 followers on X. That's not large, that's not a big presence, that's a very minor presence, and it's very nondescript. In fact, they're only following one account completely, and that is Joselito Lizarrando, who looks like he might be the person who founded Autostake. I'm gonna get, I haven't done enough research into this to figure this out yet, but this is what I see. Now, what I then see is they really don't post a lot. They really just kind of ignore everything. But they tell you they're now validating new networks, now validating new networks, now validating new networks. And that's basically all they're doing over here. So then I go to the website and I start looking at where are they validating. And they're validating on the bigs, Solana, Ethereum, Cardano, any POS model, they're validating on. So now I'm wondering, like, what is this? Maybe this is just, maybe this is just a staking platform, and maybe this is going to be something very, very interesting. And then of course I find Terra and Terra 2 on there. Again, no other description, explanation, or anything. So that leads me to this. The question is, what are they doing? Are they good for us? Are they bad for us? Does it even matter? So let's go look at how they voted. Here's their governance for the last 3 months. They've never voted. They've never voted. They've never voted. So now, let's take this a step further. Ultimately, what this means is, by them sitting on the sideline, they're not helping or harming. They're not putting their thumb on the scale. They're an auto stake validator, and they have no voting that they've been doing. Now that is a problem, at least on the surface. So I have concerns, not with concerns that, maybe what if they start voting? Well, that would not be auto staking. That would be some kind of manual process where somebody's involved. So this is a very curious sort of moment. And I think that this is just an example of greed on the network. So let's go back. They've got the best rate. 6.96 with a fee of 3%. So, maybe these guys are going to be good for us. Maybe this is exactly what we've needed. Okay. So we're going to watch this for the next couple of days. And to be fair here, in the event that Allnodes, who has tipped the scale to my benefit and to my detriment multiple times, in the event that Allnodes is going to get supplanted as the number one, and the voting power is thus going to be transferred over to Autostake, but Autostake is going to be quote unquote benevolent, then I actually feel like maybe this is a good thing. Now, again, you can see me kind of all over the place with this. What I don't want is I don't want the bad actors. I don't want the people who don't look out for the better interest of us as investors, the people that look out for themselves and for their own perceived notion of sovereignty, while in fact destroying destroying everything about what could be a great moment for Terra Luna Classic by allowing it to grow, all of these things. So it's all flying through my mind right now. So let's move on here. I'm not going to tell you what to think, but I think we should all at this point be able to agree that Happy Caddy Crypto has not been good for the chain, and that as a builder, I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is, as a voter, he is voting against your bag. And again, for anybody who disagrees with me, point to the spot on the chart where I'm telling lies. Point to the spot. I'll listen, but point to the spot. Don't just say, well, because I like him, or because I'm a cat person, or whatever your reason is. Just point to the spot on the chart where I'm telling lies. It's right there. But back to business. So I don't know what's going on, but it could be that we're going to take a lot of these votes out. And by the way, if people move from Allnodes to Autostake because this now represents a paradigm shift and maybe a great opportunity, I don't know exactly what's going on here, but we should be watching this, and we should all be trying to figure it out over the next couple of days. Why is Autostake? What is happening here? And some smart heads might want to get together and figure this out real quick, because it could be a problem. Now, speaking of problems, burns. We're not burning enough. 256 million over the last 7 days. But wait, there's more. We just burned 487,487,000 today. So we've had another large burn day. Sure would be nice to get a few of these a month. Sure would be nice to get that Binance burn big at the beginning of the month. Then we start looking at a lot of burns happening. And let's be real at this point. The amount of burns are not sufficient. And I'm going to start talking to you real soon about why we need to reduce the burn tax live on chain. And by the way, before we're done with it, I'm going to give you a reason why I think it should be done, and then you'll see for yourself. Before we go further, make sure that you sign up for Terra Casino today. This helps me out. This helps the channel out. This helps you out. This helps the Terra Luna Classic chain out, because Terra Casino provides exposure for the blockchain. When you contribute here, when you use the platform, then you are helping Terra Luna Classic. And don't forget, they're one of the largest burners in this entire protocol. Another very large protocol burner is Terraport.finance. So if you're looking for utility coins or meme coins in the Terra Luna Classic universe, this is the easiest, fastest, quickest, and most efficient way for you to trade Terra Luna Classic. Other than a centralized exchange, if you're a nerd, real men trade in DeFi. Terraport.finance, the place to go. Also, before we move on, I wanted to point out this because I think this is important, and I hope you've stuck with me this time. If you didn't stick with me all the way down here, please let me know in the comment section. Cointelegraph just put, what is Terra Luna, a beginner's guide? And it talks about the Luna Classic is the original Terra Luna coin left behind after the collapse. And this is just a long thing, and they're trying to give you this little breakdown, but it was 3 days ago, which means that it was just updated. I don't know what it was updated with. I didn't look at it. You can see that by the highlight. And I always look at the articles as they come in, but there's something underlying, and we'll get into it later. Tomorrow will be the topic. Now, we're going to move on from this. Meme coin paradise here. Garuda X up 15% over 7 days. Frag up 10%. Fun up 6%. But Cookie, Juris, and Terra all kind of declining just a little bit. The Believe token got to be up 100 million, billion, jillion, trillion %, I think. I mean, it's got to be, right? Now, let's close this off with a bang, okay? I'm going to try to make this as simple as I can. Market's down $18 billion on the day. You can see that up there at the top. It was up 78 billion, 80 billion at one point just a few short hours ago. Let me show you what I mean. This is what the market looked like in the overnight. When we hit the rollover, we had the Asian markets absolutely sending cryptocurrency. And then the European markets and the Middle Eastern markets came online and absolutely wrecked it. And the US market is continuing. So something's going on out there, but we did break 4 trillion in market cap. That's probably a psychological barrier for people. And that's why you have that dramatic sell-off. I don't think that that's going to last. That being said, Terra Luna Classic did the same thing. Terra Luna Classic ran up to about 64. Not huge, but still moving upwards. We're still in a positive trend. Positive trend, positive trend, positive trend, potentially. Now we're going to zoom back out to some higher time frames to try to confirm that thesis and say, well, you know, we are headed up. Now, here's the part that has me concerned still, is we've talked about it before, uptrend, uptrend. It looks like a continuation of the uptrend, but we need to see this play out. I need more confirmation, but it does look like we are in an uptrend heading this way, which means that our date with that 7 number is going to be very, very soon. Now, I do think that there will be a surge for that, and we'll start to see, you know, the breakout start to happen in there. But it should be noted, this is not limited to just Terra Luna Classic. This is limited, by the way, to everything. So it's not really limited, except Bitcoin. Bitcoin seems to be immune right now. It's up a little bit on the day, and XRP was up a little bit on the day. Mantra is up 1%. So there's, you know, little things out there that are still not dumping, but going down the list here, Swee's down 5%, Ondo's down 4%, Ethereum's already down 2% on the day, Solana down 3%. Moving on, there's API 3 down 5%, Pepe down 5%, Arrow down 4%, Crow kind of dead even with the rest of it. But I mean, look down here, down 5%, down 5%, down 5%. Everything is coming out, and it's liquidity rotation, in my opinion, that's happening right now. We're seeing a lot of profit taking being done as the markets wake up on the day, but it's not Bitcoin. So still healthy for the market. We feel we need to have Bitcoin dominance going up in order to have an altcoin season. So remember that. Know that today we're not going to break out unless Bitcoin breaks out. Like, that's not going to happen. So, or at least it shouldn't. So what does that mean? It means that we're on our way up. It's going to take a little time, but we will make our way back up. I'm not sure, again, why the profit taking, why the dumping on the price today. U.S. market could flip that completely when it opens. The Dow Jones, I'm checking the futures markets, by the way. Futures markets look really good, so I think we're going to have a pump. Now, to close this out, something that I brought up that I'm going to go back to right now. If you remember, in the comment section, leave a comment right now letting me know that you made it this far. So this is a 24-hour volume for Lunc. Binance at 2.1 million is 23% right there. Then you have MEXC, which is about, let's call it 9% right there. Then you've got Hotcoin, which is an 8% right there. Then you got another Binance right here with a pairing that's 6%. And you go down here and, you know, that's, I mean, let's call this what, 60, 70, 80% maybe. Most of the trade volume as you continue down this line here. By the way, sign up at Weeks. But most of the trade volume, as you go through this and as you look at that, it's going to add up to, it's going to be a lot of the trade volume, right? So currently, nobody's trading on the chain, and that's got to change. Now, there's a proposal that's going to be submitted to lower the tax to 0.5% from 1.5%. Now, I am a proponent of burning Terra Luna Classic. I like to have the burn tax on there. Here's the problem. That costs you every time. Nobody seems to have the appetite to do what I think is the right move. And that is, a couple of updates ago, we set up a burn process by which you're able to burn post-transaction. That's what all of this was for way back. I want to say 3 or 4 months ago. There's a proposal up. It escapes me right now because I'm riffing, but there was a proposal up that said that we burn post-transaction. And my proposal was this: if you sell 1 million Terra Luna Classic and you get like that, so because it's trading at 66,406, yeah. So you have 1 million tokens and it's $60. Okay, you get your $60 after the transaction is done. 1 million goes into the community pool, but it stops. Or goes back into the liquidity pool. My bad. But before it goes there, 100,000 of it, 10% of it is taken out. Then the 900,000 is donated into that liquidity pool for the next person to buy. But those 100,000, again, that's only $6. Okay, that gets split 4 ways. One small bucket, 2% burns Terra Luna Classic. It just burns itself. One little 2% bucket burns USTC, buys and burns USTC. Again, very small amount. Then in between, you have 2 other 3% on each one of those, and that one goes to the Oracle pool and the community. So that seems to be the simplest way to do this, but nobody has put it up as a proposal to fix the burn situation in that we pay for the burn. Now, could be because of liquidity, because of money, stuff like that, that we can't do that, because then the fee, in so much as there would be a fee, is transferred to the chain, and maybe that's untenable. I don't know. But it seems to me that a logical conclusion there would be to at least take a shot at it and see how it runs. Do we fill the Oracle pool, the community pool? Do we burn some supply? Does that increase the value? That seems to me to be a logical proposal to make happen. So maybe we'll pursue that at some point and look at it and see how that works. But it's my opinion. I just think that seems like a logical way to do things. So but the point to it all, quite simply, is if it's on chain and we burn less, if we go down to 0.5% for now, remember the market module's coming up, so it's going to have a burn function of its own. We can't just keep burning more. So now that we have a market module coming, we need to adjust the tax so that we're not burning as much. And if you are saying to yourself, no, Beliefs, you don't understand, we need to burn more, I'm on your team. We do need to burn more. But why are you not trading on chain? Why are you not burning your supply? I mean, if you're committed to it, go burn half your wallet right now. And if your first response was, well, fuck that, I'm not doing that, that's insane, I'm not burning half, that's giving away half my money. Now you're starting to understand why people are not on the chain burning on every transaction. So we probably need to move it down to 0.5. Why? For the builders, so that the people can build on this chain and not be penalized with a tax every time they do something, or at least a minimal tax at this point, while the market module, again, we lure people back, then the market module takes over and it increases the burn rate. That's going to be the idea, the concept, and the logic to it. So again, let me know what you think in the comments down below. Am I out of my mind? Am I crazy? Am I psychotic? Most likely, probably, but also I got an idea. I think that we've got a huge move coming. I think that we've got a huge opportunity coming, and I don't want you or me to miss it. It's pretty simple. It's not financial advice. I'm always right.